There's always been a big problem in real estate that many just don't understand, and I get this asked all the time. Well, what are you doing that closes so many deals, and how are you closing these deals? And I always conversate back with them. Like, they ask me this in person, and I always conversate back with them, and I ask them, well, what are you doing every day to get leads? What are you doing to attract business? What are you doing to improve yourself and improve the temple, your brain, your mindset, your communication skills? But they're like, dude, screw that. I'm just trying to get some leads and close some deals and make some money. What they fail to realize right there is you need to work on the stuff I just listed. You need to know your communication skills to properly communicate with their clients on why this house is better than the other one, on why they need your services versus the other realtor services, on what makes you stand out compared to all the other agents, and why they should trust you with their biggest investment. This is all communication. Now, that's what most new agents fail to realize. Okay, it's frustrating when I see that, because they're asking me when the question is obvious from the way they speak. I could tell when a person comes to their open house, they're not communicating effectively with them. When someone comes in to a phone call and calls them and say, hey, you've been calling me this many times. Okay, we're ready to buy a house. What's the next steps? Then someone stutters, or the agent gets stuck and they don't know what to say, and like, you just lost the lead. Like, all the effort you just put in to get that lead, you just lost it. The problem is many agents focus on the problem that is truly not the problem, if you get what I mean. The problem is not that you don't have leads. Okay, that's a mini subcategory problem. Let's just put that aside here. The problem is you don't know how to convert the leads. You don't know how to properly communicate with the leads, and you don't even know how to take them through the success story of the transaction. So let's say there's 4 parts, right? There's getting the lead, which is probably one of the most expensive and hardest parts. Okay, that's number 1 here. Number 2 is then converting the lead into trusting you with their sale, trusting you with their purchase, just converting them, okay? Conversion lasts a long time. Until you close that lead, conversion will always be there. Number 3 is going to be closing the deal, closing the client. And after you close as well, we have to make sure you close it successfully. So lead has to be done right. You can't piss them off. You can't irritate someone throughout the way. You have to make sure you look knowledgeable, trustworthy. You never crack a joke too much. You just got to adapt to your clients to make sure they're happy along the entire way of the number 1. Number 2 is conversion. Convert them into a client, get their buyer agency agreement signed, and have them be happy. Get them on a home search. That's the conversion part. It's all these little small steps combined into one piece called conversion. And then the third one is, of course, the close. But the fourth one that I haven't mentioned yet is referral network, the referrals. After closing, many people always skip out on the referrals as well. The postcards, the follow-ups, the pumpkin pie drop-off, the events, and everything else. But they fail to realize that that's how you get more business. The best business is referrals. If you go to a friend and you say, hey, is there a good CPA you have in mind? And they say this. They say, well, I have the best person. Like, dude, this guy is phenomenal. And they tell you a good story about them. That's a referral right there. And you trust your friend's word more than online forums, more than a business ad. Referrals are one of the most important ways to get business after you already got that one client. And in order to get a referral, you have to do all other 3 parts correctly. The lead, the conversion, and the close. Okay? Next thing, agents, like I said, don't know how to communicate. Maybe take some communication classes. Maybe you have to focus specifically more on how to position yourself as a trustworthy character. Look professional, dress professional, not in a hoodie and sweats. Unless you're in a different market in Hawaii, you could wear shorts maybe, but always be professional. Class never loses, and a lot of people forget that class loses. It never does. So whether you're wearing your hoodies and your sweats and whatever, if you're a new agent, you better spend a little bit and invest into yourself, at least like a week's worth of clothes. Like this jacket, I think it was like $300. The shirt or this other piece underneath it was $120. Yeah, they're expensive, and I'm not used to growing up like this, but it's an investment into myself and an investment into my clients and my presentation. And at the end of the day, for the people that say what you look like, what you wear, you shouldn't be judged upon it, it's all false. You are judged on everything you do. You are judged on the knowledge you have. You're judged on the disabilities, the negative things that you have. And you're also judged on how you look, how you smell, how you talk, how you pronounce your name, what your hair looks like. It all is being judged. No matter what people want to say, no matter how much you want to argue with me, it is being judged. Now, not everyone is meant for everyone, right? I'm not meant for a different type of buyer. Maybe they like people that have a lot of tattoos, and when they see someone that doesn't, they're like, what's wrong with this guy? Why doesn't he have a tattoo? I don't have tattoos, but I'm not for that client. So everyone always has a demographic for themselves, and they match it. So there's always enough fish for everyone in the real estate business, which is irritating because people always say, oh, like, is real estate too busy to start? Is it too late to start? No, it's not too late to start. You just have to angle yourself and find the value that people else see in you in order to grab that client, and then learn the process, learn the conversion, learn how to effectively and smoothly, without looking like a rookie, open the door for someone. How to send them a list of comparables for the house. How to, there's so many steps. How to talk and what to talk about when you're at a showing. I remember when I first started out, I didn't even know what to say at a showing. I was nervous before the showing. I'm like, oh my God, if these people don't ask me, or if these people ask me, like, what's the square footage of the house, and I don't know, like, I'm going to lose them as a client completely. Oh my God, like, if I don't know the bedroom count, or if I don't know the school district, like, they're going to lose me and they're going to hate me. But no, I can't lie. I can't study everything when I'm new. I try my best. So I studied before the showings. I stressed out about it. But if you are not knowledgeable in the house that you're showing, in the area that you're doing a listing appointment from, what could get you out of it? There's only one thing. Is the way you properly communicate. Okay? Someone could stutter. I used to stutter. I used to get red. And I used to say, oh, like, let me check my phone really quick. And I turned really red. Because I felt that person is judging me so much. They're like, why am I trusting this kid? But now what I do is, hey, hold on. You're actually right. I actually don't remember if it's 3 or 4 bedrooms. I've just been going through a lot of listings on my phone. Let me just double check really quick. Or, you know, great question on elementary school. Let me check and make sure I give you the right answer. I hate being wrong. So let me just double check. You know, I've been talking too much about different homes, and I go through so many homes at once where I need to just double check. Keep it casual. Don't turn red. There's no pressure. No one cares if you don't know something off the top of your head, but how you communicate and how you effectively keep the conversation flowing matters the most. Okay? These stuff most people don't think about. I could keep going on tangents about like CRM systems and having notes on your clients and making sure that you know when their birthdays are, when they talk about their dog pets, or they talk about their animal, or their animal's birthday, or their kids' birthdays, their kids' names, their age. Like, you have to know all of these downs after conversation. So what I do is I get on my notes app. Every time I'm on a conversation, I like to pull over. Unless I'm driving, I have no choice. And I take notes while I'm conversating with them about the whole conversation, just like bullet points on my notes app on my iPhone. And then I plug that into my CRM. Okay, and then what you could do after is you could combine all those lists of things that you mentioned and have ChatGPT maybe be like, hey, just make a rough draft about this person, and then plug it back into your chat so your notes are cleaned out. I don't do that, but I just go through my call logs and my notes log, and I see what I know about the person, you know, and that's it. So next time when I meet them in person, or I go to their dinner, or I get invited for something, hey, how's your daughter Angela doing in her college at WSU? Like, I hope she's doing good. You know, you told me she's studying for computer science. I hope that's all going good. What, is she on the last quarter left? Stuff like this matter a lot, because that client will be like, whoa, this guy remembers what I told him. Like, that's a sharp, knowledgeable person. So remember as much as possible. When I first started real estate, or even in general, like, I didn't think I was smart. I knew I had this tech edge. I knew I was born with social media. But every time I had to remember something, it's horrible. Even to this day, if I had to remember a script. So if a videographer came to me and said, Wahid, remember the script and speak it, I always forgot instantly. So I'm no smarter than you are. I just know how to effectively communicate and have the dialogue of my conversation be good, where they trust me, they have knowledge, and they think I'm knowledgeable. Like, this whole video right now is recording is without a script. It's just off the top of my head. But if I give a script and you have to make me remember 3-4 words, I can't make it happen. So that's just a quick learning lesson. If you guys enjoy these kind of videos, let me know. They're super organic, super raw, just in my car, just like this. And I'll make more of them. But if you guys haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button already. Follow for more. I have an educational company that I'm building called Client Attraction Academy, where we go over social media, we go over how to build your business completely, because everyone's focused so much on just getting the lead, when that's not the most important part. The most important is everything in between, to make sure that person, that client, trusts you, because without that client trusting you, you ain't getting that transaction. So no one focuses on this stuff. They just always talk about the leads and the leads and the leads, and it's just a hot topic. But that's it. That's all it is. So learn the game, learn how to build a business, learn how to actually communicate, learn how to be a businesswoman or a businessman, and go from there. The game is easy. You just got to play it right. And the person who's always asking me questions, you know, Wahid, what do you think about this and that? And questions are good. Keep asking them, but take action on them too. Anyways, see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what your thoughts are in the comment. See you guys later.